right. Blessed to come to you once again. And we're reading in the introduction of the Dead Sea Scrolls. All right. Thanks for joining me. The part of this is called the Dead Sea Scrolls Today. It says, "We are immigrants from the past," says Jack Miles, the noted author in God, a Biography. For both Christians and Jews, Palestine in the first century CE is our homeland, our old country. We have immigrated from the world of the Dead Sea Scrolls, so it is only natural that Qumran says, "Our family was larger than you knew." The watchword is diversity. But in the first centuries BCE and CE, there were also other kinds of Judaism, and it was not obvious that the Pharisees would be the ones still standing at the end of the day. Understanding the world of the first century CE now means understanding the fact of diversity, and the scrolls have helped cultivate a sense of historical complexity of the matrix of Judaism and of early Christianity. It's a great choice of words. The scrolls teach, indirectly, a message the scroll writers themselves would have repudiated. That is, that there are different ways of being authentically Jewish. Any effort to reclaim the scrolls for Judaism must acknowledge that truth. For Christians, the texts say, "You are more Jewish than you realize." There are many individual parallels between passages in the scrolls and the New Testament, and we point out some of these in the body of the book. But those connections are less important than certain broad views that the two groups of documents share: a persuasive dualism expressed as light versus darkness, the necessity of conversion, the idea that God's purposes are secrets revealed only to those who accept certain teachings, the high estimate placed on poverty. All are traits of early Christian beliefs that scholars use to attribute to the influence of Greco-Roman culture, not to Jewish background. Yet all are now attested in the scrolls. Early Christianity, we learn, was not a hybrid of Judaism and Hellenism. It was rooted in the native soil of Palestine. I said, early Christianity, we learn, was not a hybrid of Judaism and Hellenism. It was rooted in the native soil of Palestine. You say, how can Christianity be rooted in Palestine? Let's keep reading. For both Jews and Christians, the Dead Sea Scrolls group are the cousins we never knew we had. The scrolls themselves are lost letters from home. When they tell us about our forebears, they tell us about ourselves. Like all lost letters from home, they beckon to us, draw us irresistibly to hear their message. Like all letters from home, they are well worth reading. So, that is the segment called the Dead Sea Scrolls Today, and it is part of the introduction. Before we go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, I want you to be fully prepared with what you are about to read. Because, as I said in previous recordings, if you depend on the Bible as being the sole book that you read, you stand to learn a lot. The Bible, in its original form, is the most powerful book ever written. However, the Bible has been manipulated and altered to a place of where it's more so for entertainment and for the excuses of sin of the people, as opposed to what it was originally intended for: a guidebook, a map, if you will, a way to get from point A to point B, or from point A to point Z. In its original state, the Bible is intended to be the handiwork of the Creator, given to humanity to fulfill that purpose that the Creator has ordained. But when we misuse it, when we abuse it, and when we fear that our lives will be somewhat wrapped in the wrath of the Creator, then we start to alter things. We start to change things out of fear that our life will be discovered, that our faults will be revealed. However, we are the strongest when our faults are revealed. Because not only is it revealed to others, but it is revealed to us, that we may make the necessary changes as we grow and as we become closer and more acquainted with the truth. This is what we're after, the healing that comes from the truth when it is revealed in its original state. I love you with the love of the Almighty. I thank you for joining me this time, and I look forward to the next time when we read more in the introduction of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Be strong and of a good courage. For you were designed, you were created, you were called for such a time as this. I honor your presence, and I'll see you the next time. Be well, y'all.